I thought that maybe tonight we'll do a Kollel question and answer. Open floor, anything you want. Hopefully the answers are nearly as good as your questions. Anything that comes up in hashkafa and philosophy and halacha and practical laws, in just in general, no nitpicky details on Rashi from 2 weeks ago in the parasha, because frankly you're the only person who cares about it. Not that I don't care, but just something that's relevant to most of the group. So it could be something important. Why don't you start us off?
I have a question about the whole confusion here of Hoshana Rabbah. It's a chag, it's not a chag, it's in between. How it's not advertised as being important, but it seems very important.
You got to get your wish right in at midnight in order to get it going.
Hoshana Rabbah is really important. It's a chag, just like today's a chag.
Yeah.
It's kind of the last day of the days of tshuva. You have Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Hoshana Rabbah. In the Hasidic communities, hello, Erev Tov. You have a folding chair right up here against the wall.
There's a seat over there.
So, Hoshana Rabbah, that's for Zev.
After our Shabbat thing.
It's organic.
Organically artificial.
We're going to be staring at it all evening.
Organically
If they used to if they would spray that on the organic vegetables, it would be considered having pesticides on it.
Should cook in the coal.
So, Hoshana Rabbah is that last day. In the Hasidic communities, they actually wish people still a pitka tava, a good petek, like a good note. It should be a good end of the year for you. We say kind of slichot on Hoshana Rabbah in the morning. Not really. We do long Hoshanot, but the text of the Hoshanot is very similar to the text that we use during the month of Slichot. And so it's a very important day. I think this is going to be the first year the Sephardic Minyan is having its own Minyan for Hoshana Rabbah. So I encourage you to be there on Wednesday morning, B'ezrat Hashem. Wednesday morning. Yes.
Next question.
Oh no.
About Sukkah. No, it's
it's
an easy one for you. It's so lulav and etrog Sephardi way. Everything you do with lulav and etrog, with bracha, with halel, with whatever you do from morning till evening, Kol Hamoed, Yom Tov, there's laws of lulav and etrog Sephardi way.
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because we didn't learn it.
He's right, we don't learn
Now
it.
we're in, and yeah.
According to Sfaradim, we take 11 etrog every single day of Chag, like the Ashkenazim. The directions that we shake from 11 etrog in the Sephardic community, the Arizal's order has been accepted over the order of Maran, the Shulchan Aruch. As is most things regarding Tefillah, we follow the Arizal over Maran. For whatever reason, it doesn't really make a difference if your custom is like Maran, you can do like Maran. Seems like most Sephardic Jewish communities do like Maran, which means if you are facing Mizrach, you're facing the direction of Yerushalayim, you would shake your lulav right,
Next one.
right, left, front, up, down, back. And please, not like the Ashkenazim.
It's Chabad.
Please. Where do you think Chabad got it from?
From Arizal. The same.
Chabad is about 300 years old. The Ari HaKadosh is since the
No,
1400s.
I mean it's
They took it from the Sfaradim, from the Ari HaKadosh. Yeah, you're right. It's one of those things they do like us.
Other way is front, right, back.
Like
left.
Maran, it seems to be. That seems to be Maran's.
It's Maran.
I don't know. I don't remember Maran by heart.
So if I'm doing Maran way and want to stay with it, I'm okay.
Yeah. Go for it. Now here's the thing. There are two things we do not do like Ashkenazim. I beg from you. I beg from you. The first, move your body.
Shake your body.
This is not a lazy man lulav etrog shake. Like, they go like, what do we?
Yeah.
You can't move for HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It says you go this way, you go that way. This way, you go that way. This, that. But you have to stay in the same place.
In turn with all your body with the
With your legs.
legs.
So you basically do it forward and forward.
Like,
I think they turn their
Like a dreidel. Full split.
Well, like in a Ushpizin movie.
Yes, please.
your body. Now, the second thing, not like Ashkenazim, the Mishnah tells us, Chayav lena'aneh lulav. You must wave the lulav netog. Lena'aneh. Lena'aneh can also mean to shake.
So,
Shake
like
meaning like that. You know, like when you're angry at somebody, you want to shake him up, like that. The Rambam says lena'aneh means 3 movements away and to your heart. Maran, the same thing. All the Rishonim, the same thing. The Rama writes in Shulchan Aruch, no. The minhag here is maybe the word lena'aneh also means to rattle the leaves. And therefore you have to rattle the leaves. The Helem is Rama. Rama, where is your source? Where's your origin? This minhag wasn't mentioned by the Gemara, not by the... Okay, so the Ashkenazim have this idea of even they who shake have to be careful to also do like the rest of the poskim, to move it 3 times. Not to shake. Afuch was shaking, there's a problem. You can make your lulav pasul, you can make your hadasim psulim,
Right.
you can make your aravot psulim. Why would he do such a thing?
I've done it.
You can actually shake your leaves off of your hadasim, and then what? It's not like you're in Yerushalayim over here, you go to the shuk and buy more. Here you're stuck. The next time they're going to bring hadasim is next Sukkot. So that's how we move the lulav netog. Are you asking something?
I was gonna ask, like, isn't shaking it gonna ruin the Shavua and like make it?
Yeah, absolutely, which is why we don't do it. Movements. Like all the poskim throughout history.
Now, is there any one type of aravot that's used? Because we have canyons full of aravot up and down.
Aravot that are weeping willows are not kosher aravot.
They're not weeping. They're just,
Aravot that grow straight up,
yeah.
those are kosher aravots for
We have them all over
lulav
here.
netog. Yeah. The question is if you're allowed to pick them from the canyon. If the city
not
gives you
yours.
permission to take them. If not, they could be stolen aravot, in which case you would not be able to fulfill the mitzvah
Yeah,
of aravah with. You'd have to call, I don't know who you'd call, the city department of the canyon, I don't know who's in charge of that. Next.
There are wild areas where you could go.
Maran writes in Shulchan Aruch that a person must make a bracha on lulav netog baboker, in the morning. This seems to be the origin of many people who have a minhag, myself included, that before you go to the Bet Knesset, you shake the lulav netog. I'm using the word shake, not shake. Yeah? Inside of your sukkah at home. Before you go to the Bet Knesset. This is not a must, but it seems to be the minhag. What if you don't have a sukkah? Can you shake lulav netog in the Bet Knesset? Yeah, on the side of the street. Yeah, you don't need a sukkah, but the idea is to do it in the morning in your own sukkah, if you have time.
Yeah, David Halakha had a commentary on that.
On that, what do they say?
Well, they say the same thing, but their concern was, what if you go to Hanetz?
Oh, so if you're very nice, hanetz is more important than any of these other things.
Yeah, that's
Right, but since most of us are not praying nets, unfortunately,
yeah.
unfortunately, it's an unfortunate thing we don't pray nets.
Yeah,
Maybe one day.
they said
What's our next
actually
minute?
what they said was interesting is, in the event that the shul you have a sukkah, but the shul you're going to does not, then you have permission to shake it before sunrise.
Interesting. Oh, that's something else. And also,
But only under that circumstance.
at the
Otherwise-
time for the mitzvah is after sunrise. Exactly.
Yeah, otherwise you should take it to the shul and shake it.
Now, yeah.
No, just
Oh.
throw it.
On the same note, you have to make a bracha on lulav netog before you say Halel, because obviously that's when you'll be picking up lulav netog. What do you have to do to fulfill the mitzvah of taking the lulav netog? What's the bare minimum?
They hold it together with the piton sticking out.
You have to pick them both up, not even together. Pick them both up the right way, meaning the lulav up, the hadasim up, the haravot up. In the etrog, most people think that etrogim grow like lemons. The etrogim do not grow like lemons.
Let's flip it, right?
Depends what you mean by flip it. An etrog,
No hanging paper electrodes.
if I can have that pen, please.
That's Elchanon's Hamsa.
Nice drawing. Why does it really
I don't know. Let's say that's an etog.
Yeah.
This is your pitam, right? This is the ukat in the bottom. Okay, it's really when the etog grows like this, the tree's here, and it grows like that.
It grows
Up.
And I don't need both.
We make a bracha when the etog is. We mean to fulfill the mitzvah, you have to hold the lulav the right way and this the right way. The problem is that you have to make a bracha before you do the mitzvah. Like every other mitzvah in the world, you make a blessing before you do the mitzvah. So if the mitzvah is actually the taking of the lulav and etog, not the moving of it, not the shaking of it in the tila, right? To take the lulav and etog. So in this case, if you were to lift up your lulav and your etog the right way, you would no longer allowed to make a bracha on the lulav and etog. You would no longer be allowed to make a bracha because you already did the mitzvah. It's a problem. The Ashkenazim have a custom that they hold the lulav and etog upside down. They hold the etog upside down, they make the blessing, and then they turn it over. We don't like this minhag. For whatever reason, the Sfaradim have a minhag. We leave the etog on the table. We make the bracha on the lulav, and then we pick up the etog from the table the right way. If you ask me, that's the right way to do the minhag. The Vilna
with pitom up.
with the pitom, you lift it directly with the pitom up.
And if there's no pitom, you still have the
Same side.
orchods down and the whatever.
Yeah, a pitomless etrog also has a pitom.
It's just inside the skin.
Now, the Vilna Gaon felt that mitzvot tzrichot kavanah. In order to fulfill a mitzvah, you need to actually have in mind that I want to fulfill the mitzvah. So according to the Vilna Gaon, if you lift the lulav and etrog the right way, and you didn't mean to do the mitzvah, you can still make the bracha. And actually, the Vilna Gaon's custom was, he would hold the lulav and etog the right way, and say, I have in mind not to be doing the mitzvah. And then he would make a bracha, and then say, now I have in mind to do the mitzvah.
That's interesting because, like, you're holding the lulav and you're taking the etrog out of the box and sit on the table.
Now, how could you not have in mind this one? What, in other words, what did you have in mind?
I mean, now it's like, oh, oops, I lifted
What?
it. Now
With the lulav down.
Because in my mind, I'm doing a
So
mitzvah
anyway,
when I
you're lifting it.
actually
Anyway, you're holding it
starting,
together.
That's not what the Vilna Gaon is saying. The Vilna Gaon is saying that the movement is not important here. It's the concentration on what it is that you're doing. I would venture to say that most of us don't have any real deep kavanot when we're doing lulav and etog, and we shouldn't take the risk of trying to be like the Vilna Gaon. Rather, if you want, you can follow the Ashkenazi minhag of holding it upside down, or the Sephardic minhag of leaving it on the table. But I would not suggest following the Vilna Gaon's minhag of holding it and having in mind, because I don't think we're in such good control of our minds yet. My opinion. Halel. During Halel, first Hoshanot, according to Halakha, you can walk around the Sefer Torah even if you don't have lulav and etog. That's what Maran writes in Shulchan Aruch. This seems to be the custom of many Sephardic Jews, especially the Jews of Morocco. The Arizal says that if you don't have a lulav and etog, the Kabbalistic reason for why you do Hoshanot doesn't apply. It's better you don't walk around the bima. This seems to be the custom among most Jews of Edot Mizrach, not the Sfaradim, the Jews of Iraq, Iran, that neighborhood. And Chacham Ovadia, for the last years since he was the posek, pushed this halakha. And it seems that today, people who don't have 11 at all don't walk around the bima. In my Bet Knesset, I tell people if they like, they're more than welcome to walk around. We still don't fly in magic carpets, so we're able to follow the halachot of Maran without being afraid. During Halel, when do you shake 11 at all? Well, first, before that, Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki l'olam chazor. The first time, once, the first time. Ashkenazim, how many times do they shake?
3.
They do that. They do the whole thing twice.
They do it on both. I mean, when you
No, in the first one. When Ashkenazim, they repeat Hodu 4 times.
Right.
They only shake it the first time?
No, they do it the first and the third.
First and the third.
They're doing more than
However
once.
you want to say it. The Chazan says Hodu. Oh no, they say it together. I'm sorry. So you say 4 times.
No,
So which one do they shake 11 at all with?
On the first one.
Only the first one,
there's
probably.
4 lines.
Yeah.
And after each
No,
line you
they
say
shake
Hodu.
it.
Yeah, so which one do they...
So first and the second.
Goodbye.
Someone is welcome to turn on that light if you like.
So it's the first and the second.
If
and
not,
then-
if you like it like this, you're more than welcome to leave it that way.
So the first and the second.
First and the second.
Yeah, because there's 4 lines, and after each of the lines you say Hodu.
Hodu. So which one of those Hodus do they shake?
Well, because the first time you say Hodu Lad twice.
gotta turn off the
You
clock.
say Hodu and then you repeat it.
So when do they shake?
Both the first and the repeat.
Interesting. Okay. So the proper custom would be
But I thought that.
to say Hodu to shake the first one, like Sfaradim. The rest, Yoman, Israel, whatever those we don't say. We say, but we don't shake the Levaneton. When it comes to saying that they do, when it comes to Ana Adonai Hoshiana, Ana Adonai Hoshiana, we shake, we move. I have to change this word.
Once, but
In both Ana Adonai Hoshiana, both of them. We don't move in the Ana Adonai Tzlichana. Please, a special halacha. When you say Shem Hashem, when you say God's name, you are not allowed to do anything. I see people there, Hashem, they're going like that. You can't do anything when you say Hashem's name.
I think one of the problems that people do is because
Can I have
sometimes
a
they
napkin
rush
from
it
over
so
there, please?
quick. People don't.
Yeah.
They don't realize there's a stop there. You know,
Right.
They're like, no, Hashem, Hashem.
By us, do we do it too fast?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Yeah, we do it too fast.
Saying,
For me, at least.
You like us to slow down a little bit?
I'm
I'll
trying to
take
get
it.
3 good shakes. Good movements.
Yeah, it was too fast today.
Okay, so then we'll.
you're saying Ana Hashem Hoshiana and full cycle of movement.
Yeah.
Try to keep it.
And then
Each time.
again, saying, and then
No, it's not what I'm saying. You go like this. This is my 11 at all. What do we say? You start with? Na Adonai Ho Shi
Nah.
Na. And then you do that again. And by Ana Adonai Tzlichana, you don't move at all. We just read it Ana Tzlichana. The last set of Hodu, and that's where you go. The last bit right before the bracha. Yeah, that last Hodu, there's a machloket between Maran and the Arizal. Maran says in a place, not all communities say Hallel the same way. In the Yemenite community, they don't actually say Hallel. I don't know if you know that.
No.
The Chazan says one word. What's the first chapter of Hallel? No, the first chapter of Hallel.
Of the Adon. Oh, hello.
there's one Tehillim and then Golanu.
No, the first one.
Oh, hallelujah. Shem.
Everybody have a siddur on their phone?
What's that like?
That's a command.
The first part.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't start with Mekimi Mafredah.
Da Hashem. Ete Hashem. Mikra Shelokeinu
Can you pass me that Tanakh, please? Vo, what capital of Tehillim does Tanakh start? Hallel. What? Thank you very much. That's why we have tzadikot in our sukkah.
Now we don't use it.
You got the answer? Okay, I didn't hear the answer.
Oh, we almost.
Unless you look at the answer.
There you go.
Now I have a book.
You should have
They go hallelujah, right? The Yemenites, and everyone goes hallelujah. They go hallelujah of Adonai, and everyone goes hallelujah. Hallelujah Shem Adonai, and they go hallelujah. And the whole hallel, that's what they do. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. That's why, says the Rambam, hallel is called hallel. Because all you say during the hallel is hallelujah. Later on, the Jews in Sfarad, Ashkenaz came up with different customs on how to say hallel, but none of those are the original hallel like the Yemenites say.
Hallel is same, but the way they saying different.
It's the same hallel, but the way we say it is different. So Maran says,
I've been to a meeting like that.
yeah, you've seen it before. Okay.
By my-
By the way, it's the easiest way to do hallel. You just stand there and go hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You do it for 20 minutes and then they're over. So
No, Yom Night's read it.
No, they do say
Without the
for-
mankina,
like we do
all the way through.
Kehillat Lam Hasdo in the morning.
I have it. Can I show? Does someone have a loud phone with internet?
The phone, I don't know how loud it is.
Anyone have internet access on their phone? You do? You have YouTube over here?
Internet access on your phone.
Carbon fiber.
At that,
Let's show you. Remember we showed you the Mekubalim, how they prayed?
Internet.
This is an experience.
Wait, how do Mekubalim pray?
No,
Is everyone ready to do?
What time do Mekubalim pray?
I don't know what this is. Oh, here.
No, they
Hebrew?
wake up at midnight. And they go to sleep at like 5 in the afternoon.
I feel like, no, you get to blow your mind for that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's late.
You can't go to sleep at 5
It's late at night when there's music so loud for me.
No.
no, but they were farm workers a lot of them. So after sunset,
After sunset, there's no light.
I mean, you had a candle.
Yeah, there's no light.
There was no street lights outside to walk
There's
around.
no house lights. One single candle. Imagine it being blacked out year round.
Yeah, it's like I'm all blacked out around.
And it will never go back on. Never was on.
I'll never forget how dark it was when
Maybe
San Diego
faster
County
if
was
it's
out
under home
without
network.
electricity.
Blackout, yeah.
That traffic was
Streets
like,
were crazy.
where's everyone going during a blackout? I don't understand. Like, I was just,
I have contacted internet.
no, but you go home
What do
anyway.
you do?
Yeah, but everybody left work at the same time and a lot of signals were up.
Yeah, signals, yeah.
Not counting up to the freeway is.
They gotta put those backup power for signals.
Yeah, few have them. Like the ones by the freeways have them.
But that's what really matters.
Yeah, but how does this got to deal with the backup power? How does it know when to stop?
Because when it stops getting normal power, it will use backup.
Yeah, but how does it know?
But
how
you'll
to
see,
switch?
like this signal down by the bottom of Genesee, there's you'll see there's like a solar panel
yeah, it's solar.
up on.
I mean, like, you program certain things when they don't get something, then you go for something.
Daddy, can you show it out a solar panel?
You always have an ad for
Pretty bright.
At least it's a Jewish ad.
It's a big
Yeah,
area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it can be. I've seen some non-Jewish ads. Yeah, I've seen those.
That's the Chazan.
it's a nice electron.
It's like a.
I had a very good one. If I find it, I'm going to email it out to the group tonight.
Pretty cool.
It turns out that the Chazan says one word and everyone else repeats after him. Hallelujah. Says Maran, in a place where they say Hadul Adonai Kitov twice, you have to shake the lav and the etrog both times. Hadul Adonai Kitov Karam Chazor. The Arizal says, with all due respect to Maran, according to Kabbalah, you only do that once. The first Hodu, not the second time. And therefore, the last ending of Tfilah, they go Hodu Hashem Kitov. That's when you move the lav and the etrog. And the second time they say it in the same sentence, according to the Maran, you would say you would move the lav and the etrog. According to the Arizal, you would not. In the Bet Knesset, because Sephardic tradition follows the Arizal here, I don't do the lav and the etrog yet. But quietly, once everybody's on to the next paragraph, I go back and do Hodu lav and the etrog again. Why would I want to go against Maran? I'm not a Mekubal. So for me, Maran says, what can I do? Levantem. That's the end of lav and etrog during the day. Yeah? Alright, another question.
Yom Tov Cholamoid, no different.
Same.
on does farting do hakafot on Shmini Atzeret? Night.
That's a good question.
Every day.
Not just Chabad, but many groups have a tradition to do Hakafot the night before Simchat Torah, because that's the night that the Jews in Israel do Hakafot. I have not found this minhag written down in an early source. Rather, I found the opposite to be true. In the Arizal's Bet Knesset, as well as the Kafar Chaim's Bet Knesset, as well as the Rabbi David Pardo's Bet Knesset, all the big Mekubalim, they used to do Hakafot the night of Simchat Torah. Again, after Shachrit and Musaf. Again, after Mincha. and again after Arvit on Motzei Simchat Torah.
Wow.
Specifically, there's a special mitzvah to do hakafot after the holiday ends in Simchat Torah. According to the Kabbalists, there's some extra kedusha that's there that you have to dance away. Okay, that's all fine and dandy in Israel. When that's the 7th night, or really it's the beginning of the 8th, not the 8th.
No, it is not.
It's a Motzei Simchat Torah, which is also Shmini Atzeret, the 8th.
End of 8th.
It's the end of the 8th day. What about Chutz La'aretz, where we do 2 days, and our Simchat Torah is a day later? The Mekubalim say that still here, we should really technically have on Friday night, after Arvit, we should have hakafot. I'm still debating whether we're going to do them this year. So do we do Shmini Atzeret? I'm not sure if we're going to do it this year. That's a question I have to consult with our parents about. Because in past years we did, but it doesn't seem to be an original Sephardic tradition. Yeah.
What was the last thing? Repeat the last thing you said. What was it? Funny.
Doing hakafot the day earlier.
Okay, early.
You're welcome to join us in the Sukkah.
I didn't even realize it wasn't.
Okay, question.
Jack, I just need to walk in. I have to tell you a funny story.
What?
I heard that my mother-in-law. I thought of you
Should I
today.
laugh yet?
No, not yet. She calls her George Foreman. She doesn't know that she calls it a Jack Foreman.
Does she spell it right?
No, so I don't. How do
Yeah,
I?
because I spell it differently.
Differently, right?
From,
Which reminded me, they say there was like a religious lady that instead of calling her iPhone Siri, she calls her Surrey. You know. So I was thinking of you all day. I'm like, I can't wait to tell you that they actually somewhere in Israel they remember you.
Thank you. I mean, it warms my heart.
I'm sure it's very heartwarming.
Yes.
So you were going to ask something.
Oh, yeah, I think you already mentioned the answer to this. Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, I believe there's no requirements in the Sukkah anymore, need? Or is there?
In Israel, you're not allowed to sit in the Sukkah on Shmini Atzeret.
Period.
Because the holiday's over. Outside of Israel, the Rambam writes in the Mishneh Torah, Hilchot Sukkah, the Rambam tells us that in the 8th day, outside of Israel, we sit in the Sukkah. We do not have the custom, like some Hasidim do, to take away part of the Sukkah. Well, I'm not sure that you're actually allowed to do that on the Chag. What is for sure, not our minhag, you will, after the 8th day is up, you're Simchat Torah at night. Let's say you have Simchat Torah at the synagogue. Every year I wish that I could make this announcement, but unfortunately, we'll get to the day where I'm able to make announcements at Simchat Torah at night. Those who take a plate of food, and because of there's no space inside of the Beit Knesset, go sit outside in the sukkah while other people are dancing, they are not allowed to sit in the sukkah. You must throw them out of the sukkah. They're violating a biblical prohibition of not adding to the Torah.
Wow. We're talking about
Friday, no, I'm talking about Thursday night.
For Simchat Torah.
Wednesday night,
After
Thursday,
sunset.
we sit in the sukkah. Yeah, finish the holiday on Thursday night. Thursday evening, Thursday night, you're no longer allowed to sit in the sukkah. Friday night, you want to go back to your sukkah, you're allowed to. But the laws of do not add and do not take away directly apply to the day after Chag and the day before Chag. Not a week before, 2 days before. The ones that are attached to the Chag itself.
So when you sit in the Sukkah on Shemini Atzeret, do you say the bracha?
Great question. No. Because we
You
just
just
sit
sit
there
there.
because of a safek, not because out of a doubt, not because we actually think we're supposed to sit in the sukkah.
So why is the custom there to sit in it when it's not part of the holiday?
Because for us, it could be the 7th day of Sukkot, part of the 2-day holiday thing. And because sitting in the sukkah is a biblical mitzvah, so we have the custom to sit in the sukkah. Some Ashkenazim don't, by the way. Some Ashkenazim at all, Shmini Atzeret don't sit in the sukkah.
Yeah, I know. That's the way
That's where you grew up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. That's also an old minhag. Yes.
If the top part of your dasim or revoke get like chopped off, is it just like fall off? Is it still okay?
Oh, you have to have a certain length of them left, right?
You asked me today.
Yeah, but I just want to know why.
It seems that hadasim shniktam rosham, their head was cut off. Lechatchila, you wouldn't go buy it, but once it happened, you can continue using it.
Same for a revoke?
I don't know. We have to look it up. Be careful. Don't start cutting off the heads of your head.
No, just
It happens. It happens.
The Ashkenazim say goodbye. Have this thing in the liturgy, like saying goodbye to the Sukkah. Do we have that in the...
We don't, but it's a nice prayer, and that's an Ashkenazi minhag you should do.
That seems like I would kind of
I every year go get an Ashkenazi siddur so I can say goodbye to the Sukkah like they do. It's a special minhag. You have to know, any minhag that you have, that gives you regesh, that gives you emotion, that really puts into a person the HaShamayim, you should do it. I don't care where it comes from. You should do it. This minhag puts into a person the feeling of a Sukkah. The Sfaradim have a custom that I don't see anybody do today. To kiss the walls of the Sukkah. In the morning when I wake up here, I kiss the wall of the Sukkah and then I get up. Yeah, lucky we are to sit in the Sukkah. We don't feel so like it, so we don't kiss it. We kiss our tefillin. We kiss our 11 at all. I hope we kiss our 11 at all.
You do?
Yeah. We should. Kiss the Sukkah also. What's going to happen to you?
it's holy.
Absolutely. According to the Zohar, this is HaKadosh Baruch Hu hugging us. Yeah?
Do you sleep here?
So if
Yeah, we sleep right here. This is my bedroom.
like the Gemara says, if you use like,
Shabbat, it's a problem. Halakha l'maaseh. Those of you who are married, if you decorate your sukkah with pictures of rabbis, it could be a problem in the sukkah. Just be careful. Yeah.
so if you use a live animal or use an animal like your first sukkah, well, would you kiss it in the morning?
Hopefully you wouldn't be using such a sukkah.
Well, no, but
Like
because you
elephant.
you could use 3 elephants and it's a kosher sukkah.
No, it's not.
How come the kosher
Sorry, not
sukkah?
3 elephants.
They would
one
wave
elephant.
as much as a
Because
kite.
they
They would wave.
defecate.
They'd be like a kite.
Well, if
And
you
then
make
you
sure they don't.
suffocate.
When it happens, we'll figure it out.
Did you buy an elephant?
They just happen to
Buy
have
one elephant would
Just
be
happen
kosher
to,
enough.
the neighbor happened to have an extra one.
If it happened.
So is that
was the
Rabbi
joke.
Badia?
That is Rabbi Badia said. That picture is extremely accurate. It's very cool because it's 3D, except for the quill, the candle, and the daylight outside.
Say he learns it.
That is Rabbi Peretz. That's my rabbi.
Okay, you're wrong.
Oh, over there.
Everyone comes to my sukkah and gives him a different name. Oh wow, you have Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu in your sukkah. No, that's my rabbi. Oh wow, you have Rabbi Badia Yosef in sukkah. Yeah, but that's over there.
That's from last time.
I mean, nobody yet came in and said, "Oh wow, you have the Lubavitcher Rebbe in your sukkah." Nobody, that didn't happen to me yet, right? But I guess he looks like a few people, or people are just not so good at identifying rabbis.
Yeah.
I didn't say, oh wow, I just said, is that?
Is that?
Really neutral.
To be fair, I don't know if they said, "Oh wow," either. They just came in and made a statement.
Do Sephardim say the thing for welcoming the Ushpizin each night?
We wrote it.
Yeah, because I don't find it in the Siddur I have.
It is on the first night of the holiday,
Uh-huh.
right before Kiddush. There's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo in Aramaic. That's the invitation of the Ushpizin. But you don't have to say all that mumbo jumbo. You could just write in English or Hebrew or whatever language you prefer to speak. Welcome, Holy Ushpizin. Welcome to our Sukkah. Tonight should come. Tonight's Aharon, right? Aharon and so on, and all the forefathers that are coming with him. Invite them in your own language.
What is the whole idea of inviting them?
It's a great question. This
Do you
is
really believe their spirit is here?
Tell the kids about this cuisine. And, for example, Aaron is Aharat Israel, and
It seems to be according to Kabbalah that literally their souls come to be with us. The origin of this custom is Kabbalistic. It's not a halachic custom, it's a Kabbalistic custom. It seems to be a very widespread Kabbalistic custom. And having to invite them is based on the Zohar. The Zohar says that when you're at a Brit, if you don't put aside a chair for Eliyahu Navi and you don't invite him to come, he won't come. Which is why we have a KSH Kollel. The problem is your KSH Kollel is not a real KSH Kollel. It's a fake. Because the guy who's the sandak sits on it. And if he's sitting on it, so where Eliyahu Navi going to sit? If you look at the original KSH Kollel, they had 2 chairs. One for Eliyahu and one for the sandak. This chair in the corner is our chair for the Ushpizin of the night. The crown on top of it is actually one that my my mother-in-law made for us.
What's interesting is the cave of Eliyahu in Haifa only has
Yes.
one chair.
There is a cave where traditionally, not Jewish tradition, Muslim tradition says that Eliyahu Navi prayed in. Somehow today that's become a Jewish religious site. I've been there.
Where?
Eliyahu Navi, according to the Muslims. Yeah.
Many of the historical places in Israel were kept for us by Muslims. For example, we have a yeshiva today in what's called Yavne. Yavne. Kerem B'Yavne was a famous yeshiva in the times of the Talmud. Oh, that was tough. It was a famous yeshiva in the times of the Talmud. And
Okay, now the class.
it was destroyed in the times of the second Beit HaMikdash, the second temple. And when we came back to Israel in 1948, he's our Ushpizin for that. When we came back to Israel in 1948, we wanted to build a yeshiva again in Yavne. And it was very easy to find out where the yeshiva was, because the Muslims who lived in the kibbutz of Yavne next to the biblical Yavne, or the Talmudic Yavne, they first off, they didn't change the name so much. They called it Yabne. So we knew that was where Yavne was. And there was, I don't speak Arabic, but from what I understand in the Hebrew books, there's a little hilltop next to Yavne, and they used to call that the Midrasiya, which they didn't have any school there, but that's the Beit Midrash of Yavne, which we always had. So for years and years and years, they knew that this was where the Beit Midrash was. And when we founded the state of Israel, we actually rebuilt the yeshiva on top of that hilltop.
Is the madrasa the same word?
Yeah. Okay? So we have many such places that the Muslims actually kept the tradition alive for us. How reliable are they? It's an interesting thing. Depends how old that community is, or how long they've been there for, or if there's rabbinic tradition to back up what it is that they claim.
I heard a story from Rabbi Twersky in Denver from his own mouth about a Sephardic businessman who used to come to Colorado every year at Sukkah time. And every night he'd go to his Sukkah, Rabbi Twersky would move him one seat down further away from him, because each night they added Ushkizi, right? And so the Sephardic businessman asked the Rebbe, "Do you really see them?" He said, grinned and said yes. He said, "All my life I've wanted to see the Ushpizim. How can you help me get a bracha to see them?" He said, "Yes, but it will cost you your life."
Oh, wonderful.
So,
it will cost him his life.
Because they have that kind of vision, this chazon, so to speak. So he said, "I've lived a long, good life. I still want to see them." And apparently he gave him the ability to see them, and he died.
Interesting. Guys, let's just welcome them in. Let's not ask to see them, please. Okay?
Is that kind of death painful?
I didn't, Baruch Hashem, I didn't experience
Are
it.
there like any people that came back in a Gilgul and told Cavaliers?
Could be.
Get permission.
There's some guys that said
I don't know.
he remembered himself being in the desert.
Since it's a direct story.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
Yeah, it's not a...
It's not
I heard Rabbi Twersky did this or anything.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
He said so.
I've always wondered why you put aside one chair, not 7 chairs.
Right.
Ever wonder about that? Probably because we won't have room in our sukkah if we put 7 chairs. But then again, if they're really spiritual beings, you can put out like little plastic chairs, little tiny things, they wouldn't care.
So is there a direct connection between welcoming all these great heroes of our tradition and welcoming the average common person into the sukkah? Is there a connection thematically, or is it separate?
Yes. The Rambam writes in the Laws of Yom Tov that one who doesn't invite poor people to eat with him has not actually fulfilled the mitzvah of Yom Tov. If one doesn't have guests on the holiday, he's never fulfilled the holiday. And it seems to be that if we're inviting imaginary guests, or not imaginary, but at least spiritual beings, we should most definitely be inviting physical beings to come sit with us in our sukkah. And that it's there to teach us that Achnasat Orchim is important. Even in a holiday where you come with 100 excuses, I don't have room, maybe they won't like to sit outside, maybe whatever it does, there's no good enough reason not to have guests.
So if you can't find a poor Jew, should you just pull any poor person in? Because on Pesach, you're not really allowed to have the non-Jew join you, right? Or we talk about
I don't
this
know
a
that
lot.
here we're specifically talking about a non-Jew. Here we're saying that You should find somebody to share your Simchat Yom Tov with.
Yeah,
If you don't share it with
alone.
somebody, they're not really experiencing it to the fullest.
What if you are the guest?
That's also a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to be the guest, that way someone has a guest to invite. It's not a bad thing to be the guest. On that note, if anyone wants a place for Sukkot, please let me know.
I
Same
guess,
here.
You know they tell...
I guess the best way is you invite someone and then you go to their place the next night.
You trade up, yeah.
For guests to be poor is more important than to be Jew.
I don't know. I don't know what weighs out which one. Probably one who is in most of need for an invitation to Sukkah. A non-Jew might not appreciate being in the Sukkah, so maybe it's a mitzvah to help him out with food. But inviting to Sukkah, specifically a Jew. Doesn't have to only be about Sukkot. It could be controversial.
Oh, no.
I'm not afraid anymore, I decided.
That still has to Sukkah, but not necessarily. Why on Sukkah we say full halal, but like Rosh Chodesh we say half halal? Why whole and half?
Beautiful.
Passover, can I?
No. It has to do with saying Halal and Rosh Chodesh is a custom. It's not a halakha. It's the reason why certain Sfaradim don't make a blessing on Halal. It's happening. Most should, not all do. It seems that we read half Halal. Seems. I don't have... Whenever the obligation to read it is lesser than the days we read full Halal. The first 2 days of Pesach, all the days of Sukkot, all those days are days where we read Halal out of a biblical obligation to read Halal. It seems like the other days are not, I'm not saying lesser as in not important, but a weaker minhag than a biblical obligation to say Halal. Actually, we learned that you should say Halal and Rosh Chodesh, according to some opinions, by the fact that, you know, the Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Begocho, that says Hallelujah in there 12 times, according to one of each month. And then we say Kol Shamat Hallelujah again. That's the 13th month from when we have a leap year. So the source for it is not a biblical source. It's like a play on words, and that's why we would say half Halal. Seems to be Pesach would be the same thing.
But the half halal on Pesach is a minimum deraita, right? It's a biblical, right?
I don't know. We have to look it up.
So because now you shouldn't celebrate the death of the Egyptians.
Yeah, we'd have to look it up. The book that I have that would have the answer is sitting in my office right now. That's true. Yes.
If someone is flying from one place to another, and they know they're definitely going to miss a davening, like if I fly from San Diego to Baltimore like late at night, and I know I can't do Marv before, and I'm not going to be able to, by the time I get there, it's going to be morning. Should you do Marv, like...
On the airplane.
What?
On the airplane.
You can even do it in a bus or a car, right? Like when it comes to Amida, you're supposed to just try to do the best you can to...
Or sit down. Or sit down.
Oh, wait. If you go through the plane cross, through the...
And you cross the international date line.
It's a whole other thing.
Enough rabbis like to fight about this topic that I don't want to get involved. Just fly the other direction.
Maybe you're not allowed to do it because you lose a day.
other way around, it's like
It's a problem. What do you have during Sfirat HaOmer? The Lubavitch Rebbe used to tell people not to fly. Just
If you fly from LA to Tokyo, you can skip like Yom Kippur the year without.
Oh, without needing to do any fast, without having to fast.
You put a 9 together 11.
Yeah.
don't advertise that. You might start getting full flights to Tokyo.
Yeah, you might. Which reminds me, introducing Moshe Chaim's travel agencies.
Yes. He's come up with a way.
Well, just don't fly the other way.
Have it twice.
That could also happen.
Right?
Yeah.
That could also happen. On Yeshiva, before Purim, we used to always fly back on the fast of Esther. What that means is that we have to keep a few more hours because we flew back in time. And that's not fun. but that's the way it works.
I mean, if you're really enjoying this year and don't want the destiny to change, you can skip Yom Tov.
You just keep
And stay in the same.
I don't know. That wouldn't be such a good idea.